Today is like, I don't even know how long I've been at this. I've been doing this thing for months. But we are like at the tail end of tail ends, I think. Because as far as the app goes, profile page, pretty mint. User dashboard, I could tweak it a little bit. I could clean up the design of it, but it's good. It works. It does its thing, you know. Video chat, that's what I'm cleaning up right now. But once I get the video chat functional, then after I get the video chat functional, it's straight to user interface and cleaning up user interface. And to be honest, I might even just like tweak user interface and just start tweaking on user interface because there's no way, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way. I wonder if there's a browser extension. That would be so cool. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. What? Don't want to do that either. Mm. So that is an option. That is an option. Let me try this. And then what I want to do, the only reason why I'm actually open to this is like, BS browser start. And look at that. Look at that. All right. Yeah, that's the only downside to this is that like I can't do the media thing. I can't see it. Cause like look, I can't view it because of this thing, but what I want to do is there's a few things I really want to do. The first thing I want to do is I want to make it so that I fix the TV static thing because like I have it set up here. I'm gonna close this because that's not necessary right now. Like static video user F TV static, right? So I'm gonna control F TV static, right? This is one instance of TV static, and then static video ref dot current. All right, video ref static video ref dot current. So, and then what this should do, hopefully, is it should give it more stability in the sense of once it connects. But the next thing I want to do a little bit is I do need to disable my camera and I should test it. Let's disable this. Deactivate. Dude, I've been losing weight. Holy shit. Like, even my face. I could tell I've been losing weight on my face. I didn't know that I've been getting skinnier, but like, Brody, I'm looking good. I'm looking pretty good. I'm looking pretty good. Damn, I've been losing weight. I've been losing weight. Holy shit. All right. Well, when I go in, when I go to the gym, or when I go on the scale, I'm like 203. I'm the heaviest I've ever been on paper, but like as far as like lifting goes, I've also been lifting more. But I noticed too that like when I hold my arm, like if I hold my arm in like this, for some reason, like I feel like my blood flow is so constricted because like my forearm is like it's decently sized. It's decently sized. I have big hands too. I have massive hands. My forearms are so big that like if I fold my arm in, like I lose sensation in these two digits here. And I'm starting to realize that. I was like, holy shit. Like that's no bueno. That's absolutely no bueno. I've never been that yoked to the point where I was like, oh shit. But damn, it kind of highlights to me that like muscle, like dude, I thought muscle was everything. I really thought muscle was everything, and then like you realize like holy shit, nah, it's not, bro. It's just like fat. It's just like fat. If you have a shitload of muscle on your body, you have a shitload of muscle on your body, it might as well be fat because it consumes energy, which is good for you, and it holds its form better than fat does, I think. But the downside to it is that like it's more of a strain on your heart and on your circulatory system. So that still exists. But I'm looking at the code and I think it's good here. I just wanna I think the only thing I'll put this on screen so y'all can see this. But like look, like this is Bonfire, right? This is the gist of the app. Let me close this. I don't need that. And then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna Control Shift N, right? If you know anything about browsers and like how they work, if you do privacy mode, it kind of creates like a duplicate or an alternative version where the cookies aren't signed in, nothing signed in. So then we can like go in and actually view our website from a different person, even though we are on technically the same machine, right? So I have a John Wick email that's a test. And then from there, like I don't like having that as a security feature. I think that's a vulnerability, honestly. I might like not use Windows security for the password thing. I don't like that. I don't mind it on my Mac because it's like a fingerprint, but like something like this, it's like, it's a little weird. I don't trust it. Anyways, so allow while visiting the site, right? Okay. So it gives the site permission. All right. And then what we want to do here is we want to establish a connection between the two parties. But like this is what I mean when I say like this. Perfect. I love it in the sense how simple it is, how smooth it is. Like you can edit profile. I am male, female, whatever. You could type it in, whatever, save changes, boom, you're done. You can click cancel. Any of the changes you made no longer matter, right? You go back, whatever, cool, you're good. You go back, whatever, cool, you're good. And I built it too so that like I was able to handle the logistics so that it knows like, hey, like if you're off the video chat page, you're not really online on paper. And like it can also automatically pick up like, hey, when you're back online, which is like super cool. Um, I think the only thing that I really want to do is I want to test this out. One of the big issues too is like when it establishes a connection. I've had issues establishing the connection since I gutted it out because before it used to be that you matched with a partner, you had this partner, and then you and the partner would have to agree over text, hey, I'm gonna call you now. And then you'd be like, okay, I'm expecting a call from you. And then you would say, all right, cool, we're going to call together at this date and this time, right? But now, since I changed the system entirely, because it was too complex before, like if when I showed it to friends, my friends would say, Adrian, I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know how to use this. I'm confused, right? And that's the last thing I want. I don't want anybody to look at it and be like, I have no idea how this thing works. Like, I'd rather make it super simple and super easy to use, and you're like, oh, this is what I do. This is all I have to do. This is all I have to do. I'd rather have it be super simple than have it be super complicated, right? So literally, like, I gutted everything out, like a lot of it, like the user profile, the sign in functionality, the sign out functionality, all that stuff I was able to keep. But then, like, this stuff, like being able to tell you how many people are online per section that you're on, nobody's online. One person's online, nobody's online, right? Like that type of stuff, getting this stuff working was crazy. I also got to figure out, like, oh, zero other. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought it said no other. I got to check that. I was like, I got to check that. Holy. But yeah, it's just something, man. It's really something building out these kind of tools. I like it cuz it's like now that I built this, and to be honest, I think the video chat functionality is probably like one of the hardest things to build on paper. I think that once I get out of the video chat arena and then I go into something where it's like text based, where maybe you're messaging somebody and you're posting message threads or you're doing that, that stuff was easy. Building out little messaging functionality, that was easy compared to the video chat. The video chat is so hard because it's like it's very daunting and confusing to figure out exactly like what is the chain flow of information and how does it work. Like for me, from what I know, and like even like coding wise, like I'm working with ChatGPT to figure it out, and ChatGPT doesn't know shit. It's just hallucinating. It's hallucinating all over the place. It's not figuring it out anything. It's not figuring out anything. And then a lot of the time, what it does is it destroys some of the code that I have, and it makes it so that like I'm introducing new bugs instead of fixing the old bugs. If you get where I'm coming from. Like there was one time where I legit have basic logic to tell, hey, if you have a video stream, right? Post the video stream. If you don't have the video stream, pull up the TV static from the old 90s, right? Whatever. The fact that it couldn't accurately do that and it just tweaked the logic and it was like, oh, no, 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 post the video logic, post whatever, post null. And it just broke that entire ecosystem down because it thought like it could do it better than me. So then it started changing it, even though I didn't ask it to change it. It started changing it, and then it broke it. It broke it entirely. And now I'm sitting here and I'm looking back and I'm like, dude, I don't even want to use ChatGPT like that, other than for it to maybe try to highlight an issue than to like actually implement it on its own because it's so bad. It's so bad at those things. And the funny thing too is I think me sending it the code is what they use. Like they depend on us to pay them money to use it, and then as we use it, they're gonna use the information that we send to it to make it better, so that hopefully it can naturally be functional in the future. But I don't care to find out. So let's see if this is gonna be really ironic if this doesn't work. I want to see if the TV static stays or holds because before it did not hold. I think it would like cause like a re-rendering issue or something like that, and it just wouldn't hold. And I need to figure out the logic on that too, because like I'll tell it to connect, and then it's supposed to be like connecting dot 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 whatever. Okay, look. All right, TV static froze. The video is live though. The video is still live, but the TV static froze. All right, this is better than before because before I just got like a black screen. All right, so we're gonna option command, or we're gonna view up the, oh no, control shift I. Yeah, let's see this. All right, so what's going on here? Right, running still cleanup. Warning, value prop on select should not be null. Consider using an empty string. Hmm. Q array 0, current partner undefined. Bro, oh my god. What is this? Okay, running cleanup. Okay. So that unnecessary, right? What I don't get is why it's frozen like this and what's the state of it. I don't get it. I don't get what's wrong here. Because it's like there's a few things. I understand, okay, here's where we're at, right? And this is what we know ran. We know it attempted to start the call. Actually, let me pull up console of Firebase. All right. So go over here to Bonfire. Okay, go over here to Firebase database. And we see the call. So we got the candidates. We got offer and we got answer. Offer. Answer. Yeah, so it's hanging somewhere. And this is exactly what I mean, because if I sent this over to ChatGPT and I was like, ChatGPT, this is the code, this is where we're at, what's going on here, it it will give me some horse shit. But let's see. Let's see what we can do here, because I'm not worried about this per se. I'm not. I don't get why it's frozen. I don't get why it's frozen. This is so dumb. This should not be frozen at all. But maybe I should have like something that troubleshoots it, that's like, here's like the state of variables. This is why I hate this, because it just struggles with the logic. And not only that, but it doesn't have its own system to where it can actually like attempt to run the code on its own. It's not even smart enough to do that. So it just doesn't work. I'm here looking at this. So these are my partner contacts. This is my pure connection ref, right? Local stream, set error. Set error should be towards the bottom. Timeout ref, unsub ref, offer data. Effect. What's going on? So I use effect here. Use effect here, and I have an async function that's being called. Streams a local stream. You know what it is too? What it is I need to look at it piece by piece. I need to check, because I know the issue isn't like all throughout. I know the issue is specifically, where, and the TV static is good. It's specifically one of these things here throughout this chain of events that are supposed to occur is failing before the return. One of these things is failing, and there's also a lot of logic here that's supposed to be running that isn't running properly. There's certain things where it's like it's supposed to check, are you in a call or are you not in a call? And if you're in a call, turn that on. If you're not in a call, turn that off. There's certain functionality that's not written that should be written. And because of that, that also plays like a big factor in it too, as to like how this thing is supposed to work. But I think a lot of it is online and a lot of it works. I could tell like based off of the Firebase that we have offer and we have answer. So like honestly, the fact that we have that alone, like I think when I check it, I should be able to see it. We have offer, we have answer, we have candidates. So then I just got to figure out why it's not connecting. So let's view this from here, right? So set incoming call. Set incoming call. I need to think about that because this set isn't call should be set the moment like you start it, but set incoming call should also be turned on like the moment like you know things start engaging, but it's not turned on. Maybe I should even write it down in a notebook. I should write it down in a notebook or something because this is a lot to remember. Like the incoming call is in call. I don't worry about like the offer data. Like the fact offer data isn't used here at all or set offer data. I'm like, huh? Like why don't I have that being used? But I got to figure out why it's not being used. So let's do this, right? Let's start off with this. Like canceled equals false. I went through all this. There's no point where I said canceled equals true. So like this could fail here. Wait, what happens if I reload a web page? Okay, so this is my web page here, right? What happens if I control C this, close this, I activate my webcam, right? And then let's say I shut this off. Okay, cool. I activate my webcam, boom. I'm gonna turn it on. And then I'm just gonna, because the thing about this type of code and the way how it works, okay, cool. So that works as intended. Okay, so all of this works. What is local video ref? Okay, local video ref. Local video ref dot current equals stream. So this turns local video ref to stream, right? And it turns it on. This only runs one time. where is it? My navigation. How do I reload the page? I gotta figure out how do I reload the page here, because then we can do that. Window.location.reload. Nice. I think I could just do window.location.reload because it'll set the error to none by default. I don't know what the hell that is. All right, cool. All right, so we got our shit done here. I don't get it. Why isn't it loading? Why wouldn't it reload? Okay, I get that. Why wouldn't it reload? All right. Set error, catch error, right? Da 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 da. Fail to get mic, right? Set error. I think that might be it. That's what I want to do. Why don't I make this part of the return? I wonder if that would fix it. Um, I'd want to retry. I want to try the reload function first. You mean to tell me? And this is why I kind of hate React a little bit, because I know in a normal JS environment it would work, but for some reason it's not reloading the page. Window.location.reload. What am I doing wrong? It prints at timeout. Okay, so it does work. It's just not engaging. The timeout is not engaging for some reason, which I hate. I don't get why it's not doing that. Just gonna write in comments. I'm just gonna leave it there. Note that it's not working and leave it there. Because it's so dumb. It's supposed to run. It caught the error. It did this. It did that. Why isn't the timeout set? And then more importantly, if the timeout is set or isn't set, why isn't it running? And should I set it as an async? Is that a thing? If I make it an async? You know what it could be too? Maybe I have to just reload it. I gotta reload the server. It's still failing. It's supposed to run. It's not running at all. At all. Set timeout isn't running at all. All right, whatever. At least we know it's not working. We commented out that it's not working. What I might do, I wonder if I could do a return, if I can make this part of the return. I'm gonna send this over to ChatGPT and I'm gonna just copy and paste the code. I'm gonna copy and paste the code for the video chat component. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I'm not even gonna do anything crazy. I'm gonna drop it into ChatGPT. I still have the plus, that's cool. And then I'm gonna drop it into Claude.ai. And then I'm gonna drop it into Claude while I'm at it. No prompts, no nothing. Let's see what it says. It's still thinking. All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Let's see this. Nice drop. I read through videochat.jsx. There are a couple of sneaky issues that can break connection or make things flaky. Here's a quick pass of the most important fixes, then full file you can paste in. What I fixed. Awaited make PC in star caller. It was async, so PC ref dot current was a promise. Oh, no bueno. Okay, removed answer applied ref. It wasn't defined, caused a crash in end call. What the hell? Buffered remote ICE candidates until set remote description completes for robustness. See for answer handle on the caller. No throwing unexpected signaling state. We just guard and log. Okay. More productive cleanup. Timeouts. Mm. Okay, what does Claude have to say? Current structure and media management. WebRTC, Firebase signaling. Call states. Answer applied ref. Hmm. Okay. That end call function thing and the answer applied ref, that's wild. Yeah. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. That's something about answer applied ref. Weird. Weird. I want to make one change. I want to see how it interacts with the answer applied ref. Control F, answer applied ref, end call. Dot current equals false. What? Oh, but this is the first and only instance. It doesn't exist. Cancel that out. Let's see how this works. Okay. And then where's our guy? Supposed to be 2. Well, localhost 3000, 3000. Oh, it's on. All right. Let's disable our webcam and then we'll try it again. Deactivate. All right, cool. So we reload the page. It's weird that it doesn't auto reload. It's supposed to do that, but we digress. All right. And then we connect. Weird. Oh. Yeah. So unexpected signaling state stable. That, my friend, is what is causing our issue. That is a big part of what's causing our issue. That's a big no-no. There's a bunch of guards that I have set up or whatever it's called that's causing the signaling issue. and it's something to do with safer answer, unexpected signal. So I'm just gonna search up signal because that whole logic area, signal, like these if statements. This is it. So I want to comment this out. All right, and then let's try reloading the page again. One, two. Yeah, I think honestly, when I reload the page, it doesn't fully reload it sometimes because it's so buggy. Like it's telling me this error is up, but like I canceled out that line. Like I canceled out that line. I canceled out that line of code that's supposed to even say that. So JSX 193, right? Let's check that. Yeah, 193. It's the wrong area, but yeah, in that area roughly where it's supposed to be at, that whole stretch of code is canceled out. So it's not working here. So let's just write question. Well, let's control C, yes. All right, npm start. Let's reboot this. All right, so we got one of me. And then we'll go over to the other one. We'll just reload this page. Boom. Why isn't it working? Then woman, non-binary woman. Video chat JSX. I don't get why it's still throwing this error. You know what it could be? Maybe I need to delete the cookies or something because it's still throwing this error. Yeah, maybe I need to close out my browser entirely. Close all windows. I need to figure out what this is because this is dumb. Like, and it affects my troubleshooting ability too because imagine I'm sitting here and I'm working on this and it doesn't work because of whatever bourgeoisie nonsense. And it's like, I don't get it. It says undefined here, but it's because it doesn't have cache. So, all right. Shift I. Unexpected. Line 182. 182. Make pure connection. weird. None of this works, and it's just so funny because it's like signal 182. Here signals. All right, so neither of this works. All right, what is the game plan here? Well, game plan, we can copy and paste the code from ChatGPT if we go to history. We'll go to this here. All right, and then let's see if this works. Same error. Same error. All right, so we're gonna control Z. We're gonna go back to the previous setup. At least we know what's throwing the error, and since we know it's throwing the error, we can continue off of that. I don't want to deal with what they had before. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this. All right, I'm gonna close all the windows. I'm gonna delete node modules, and then I'm gonna relaunch it. And then after this, if it doesn't work, I'm calling it here. But I just don't see how it could be failing like in such a way where it's like I comment out a line of code and like even though I comment out a line of code in React it still runs. I don't get it. Still running. The line of code in React application appears to be running even after being commented out. The most common reason is caching. Your browser / development server might be an older version of your application where the line has not yet been commented out. To resolve this, you need to clear the cache and ensure the version of your code that is being used. Hard refresh in browser. Windows, Control Shift R or Control F5. Control Shift R. Or clear the browser cache. Are you serious? Okay, well. That's why Googling is still superior to everything. Because that's crazy. I could imagine like I'm sitting here troubleshooting this and then I'm running the same. I'm like, the code's not working. ChatGPT, the code's not working. And it's like, I'm trying. And it's like, really like, that's the reason why. That would be wild. But even like, all right, so we're here. Are you serious? Cannot find module. Oh, because I deleted the modules. You see, this is why. This is why I can't even you can't even trust Google Chrome, bro. Holy crap. So it would have ran normally, but because I forced the reload and I cleared the cache for the site, Now it's down in the count. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, right? Since it's showing us the real information now, we can close this, right? I just forgot npm install. We'll do an install, and then we're gonna rerun it. But that's funny, like the way how it's set up, it would have kept running. It would have kept showing me this garbage, and I would have thought my code isn't working right. But meanwhile, it's not even showing me the real code itself. It's showing me cached code of older versions of the site. And so then the old is mixing with the new. That's maybe why my even timeout wasn't working. Maybe my timeout wasn't working because it was showing me a cache. Oh my god. And this is why ChatGPT will never be better than a human developer, because of the fact that like I as a human being can look that up and will be like, okay, why isn't this working? Everything in my CS degree tells me that if I comment this line of code out, it should not ever be running. If it's running, then it's not running what I think it's running, right? ChatGPT won't tell you that, hey, it could be cached and you're running an older version, which I think is the dumbest thing. Because if you're a developer and you're changing the code and you're trying to use your browser to check your code, like why the hell would I want it to cache older versions of the website when I want it to show me the most recent version? That's crazy. But anyways, that really does highlight too a lot of the other things, because like I'm pretty sure I commented out all of the signaling. I commented out all of the signaling tech. I did. And I commented out all the signaling tech. It was still throwing the signaling issues. All right, cool. So we got that done. So then let's do npm start. Right? All right. Cool. Control Shift N. And here's what we're going to do. Control Shift R. Control Shift R. Localhost 3000. Undefined. That's okay. One, connect. Connect. Let me give it a second. Show me the errors, what it could be. All right, unexpected signaling state, whatever. Control R. I don't like this. I don't like this because I see it says fail to connect. Then this one is throwing the error unexpected signaling state. So this is cocking this from checking it. All right. What do we do here? Part of me thinks I could just save the most recent version of my app and then just deploy it out to the internet, and then I'll test it out on the internet because I have the app live. I have meet at bonfire.com. I have this is live. So I can just take this, chuck it out to the internet, which also explains too the reason why, like, damn, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. Wow, that explains a lot. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I think the real game plan right now is to test it in production and to no longer test it locally, just because like this error here that's being thrown, I think it's because it's being cached. But like at the same time, if I do Control Shift R, I'm still getting the same error, right? So let's connect, connect. It's still throwing the same unstable conditioning, unstable rendering, whatever, right? That's the problem. So what we do here is I think we just put it out to the open web, or we could try a different browser. I think that would be the other option. If we had a different browser. Let me see Opera. shouldn't take too long to download Opera. Shouldn't take too long at all. Come on. All right, and then here we go. So what we want to do now, get started. I think it'll work. It'll work. It'll work. And the reason why I think it'll work is because I think the only reason why it'll work again is because when you do this with two different browsers, it has its own cache, which is supposed to be different, and it's supposed to be realistic. All right. John Wick at gmail.com. All right, localhost 3000 wants to use your camera, username, all visiting the site. What? Damn it. Damn it, Terrell. We're on the route again. You can't use the camera. You can't use the camera because this app is using the camera. Is it gonna auto reload? Oh, I have a console too. That's nice. This area is for developers only. Scammers have been known to encourage people to copy and paste information near the hack accounts. Do not proceed if you are unsure. Don't worry, boy. I know who I is. Woman. Connect. Connect. What? Oh, it won't even be able to connect. I don't think it'll be able to connect because it doesn't have thing. Oh, someone else is calling them. That's why it's locked. Oh, shit. Okay, so we got a whole new error unlocked. I think I double locked it or something. All right, whatever. So we're just gonna call it here. I think we're gonna call it here. But we know what the issue is. I think maybe if I take it out to the opener, and to be honest, like if someone in the comments when I post this video wants to help me out, feel free to help me out. Help your boy out, you know? Help your boy out. But I think it realistically could be that like the browser's just remembering shit. It's just remembering things that it shouldn't remember, and it's loading old dirty code that I commented out, and that's just the issue. So what I'm gonna do to get around this and the webcam issue is I'm gonna deploy it out into the internet at meet@bonfire.com. I'm not gonna do it today, but I'm gonna do it probably tomorrow. I'm gonna deploy it, and then when I deploy it, I'm gonna test it that way. Yeah. And then I can just use my MacBook or something and just sign in, boo boo boo, and then I can check it out. Because I think the signaling checks that I put in, that was causing issues. And honestly, too, like with this type of code, you could just deploy it with the bugs and then like work out the bugs later. It's just more important to get something out there that works, that's good, it's done. So that's where my head's at right now. So we're gonna deploy this. We're gonna deploy this. We're gonna deploy it tonight. Well, not tonight. Tomorrow. At least tomorrow. We're gonna deploy tomorrow for sure. Tomorrow morning. Crack of dawn. Right now, I might just play some music and play some video games, but I'm not doing anything crazy. Also, yo, follow me on what's it called? If you're watching this, follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna put link in the description. X.com. Catch me at Adrian. Yeah, Adrian. Whoop, whoop. Nice shit. Oh, damn. All right, buddy. I am outie. Peace.